Okay, so my issue is that, so I have to, and this is the part, well, I'm trying to think how to start this off. There's a reason why I have to live in Mexico. Like, I can't live in the US. And the reason why is because, well, I'm not going to go into detail, but an incident had happened 6 years ago. And basically, I was arrested for something I did not do, charged with a second-degree felony, and then my name and information was slandered. And even though I went to court, I bailed out of jail, went to court, and the judge decided I was innocent. I even got a court document saying I'm innocent. My information and that news article, that false news article about me, is still on Google. So anyone can just Google search my name and just read that false information about me. And so ever since then, that's been an issue for me. And the reason why, it's been several issues. Because first of all, I can't even get a job here in the US because most employers, they look up my information. They look up my name. Or either right off the bat, they research me, or I tell them I don't like to use my first name. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like to use my legal first name. I have another name that I use, a preferred name. And apparently if you have a preferred name, apparently that's suspicious. Apparently that's a red flag if you have a preferred name for some reason. Don't know why. It raises all kinds of red flags and suspicions, and then makes people want to do an investigation, apparently. Okay, because there was a job that I worked at, a restaurant, and my second day working there, one of the workers there, he just came up to me and just out of nowhere just said, "Hey, you were that guy that was in jail, right? You were that guy from the newspaper, right?" He just came up to me and said that. I'm like, seriously, dude, really? Like, out of all the things you can come up to me, to introduce, you could have just introduced yourself and that's it. That's what you choose to say to me. Okay, so it's just been issues. That the church that I was going to, I was told not to go back there for no reason. And even though it's 6 years later, it still haunts me because that information is still on Google. People can still look me up and get this false idea about me. Now, if anyone has any legal advice, please give it, because is there any way I can get rid of that information, get rid of my information on Google, where that article does not appear on Google? Because there should be no reason why, if I was proven innocent, my name and information is still slandered, like I'm this terrible person that I'm not. Okay, there was a Whataburger I worked at, and they fired me after the second day because they came out, I guess because I told them I don't want to use my first name. I have a preferred name, and again, I guess that raises suspicion. So they went and did an investigation on me, or Google search on me, and they found out that there's a Google article about me, and they told me that I can no longer work there, and that they're putting me as not rehireable. Because because the application states that on the application it says they told me that you're supposed to admit and write down if you've been convicted of a felony. And I told them, and I tried to explain to them, I was not convicted of a felony. I was proven innocent. If you're innocent, you don't have to mention it. And they want to sit there and tell me that, oh no, it doesn't matter, you still have to mention it. And that, I already knew all of that was a lie. It was a lie, because the true reason why they didn't want me to work there was because they saw that article and they just assumed that I was a danger or a threat to the coworkers. And so that's why they used that excuse to fire me. And this is why I cannot live in the US, because my name and information has been slandered. Anyone I try to talk to, any place I try to go to, any job I try to apply at, they're just going to get the wrong idea about me. There's nothing I can do in the US. This is why I had to pack up my shit and just go to Mexico and live in Mexico. Because I doubt anyone's going to do an investigation on me in Mexico, or look me up on Google in Mexico. I doubt it. But this is why I really can't do nothing in the US anymore. My information and my image has been slandered for something I did not do and that the judge clearly proved me innocent of. But the information still remains on Google for people to see. I can't have a girlfriend here in the US. I can't date no one in the US. I can't have a job. I can't have friends. I can't even go to go to a church without people looking me up. I don't know why that's a thing to just Google search someone's name. I don't know why that's a thing for people to do, but like it's just stupid. I mean, it's especially if I have a court document saying I was innocent. But this is why I cannot live in the U.S. So, but this is nothing normal for me. Like I've always been accused of things. I'm always have been accused of things that I do not do. It's just a non-repeating pattern for me in the U.S. So this is why I live in Mexico. It's not gonna work out with me in the U.S. It's not. There's no future for me in the U.S. No matter what I do, because of the way the people are. But anyways, if anyone has any kind of legal advice to help me deal with that issue or to get that article removed from Google, please let me know. Please tell me my options, what I can do, because it's just not right or fair that the state and the government slanders people's names on the internet, especially if they didn't even do it. They should not have the right to do that. They should at least have waited until a conviction was, or the judge made a decision, instead of just automatically assume and just put this article out there. Like that's just, and it wasn't just on Google. I was actually in the newspaper of the city I was in at the time. I was in the local city newspaper. And it's just, they put my image, my name, all this slanderous information that wasn't true, the vehicle I had at the time. So that's the reason why I had to sell that vehicle and get rid of it too. So it's just ridiculous. That's how the justice system works in America. It's ridiculous. But anyways, please let me know what I can do to deal with that, because it's been a burden for 6 years for me, both mentally and emotionally and life-wise. Please let me know.